Hello everyone and welcome to another video. And if you're new here, my name is Sandra. I'm working on a short animated film to be exact. And we are currently in the post-processing stage. Yes, I can't believe it. We're finally here. And I'm actually done with post-processing, believe it or not. It took me 2 weeks to do so. And I'm very happy with the outcome that I've managed to do. And yeah, that's today's video. Do you like my Naruto mug? Yes, I'm in my nerd lair. I love it. So I think we're just gonna go straight into it because, you know, no dilly-dallying around here. So yes, I've done post-processing on every shot in the entire film. And the fun thing about all of this is that I've done post-processing. Like, I've put filters on, I guess, in editing software. I've done some minor things, but I haven't done anything like this. So I wanted to do post-processing in After Effects, and the problem is, I don't know After Effects. So it took me a whole day to figure out how I was gonna do any of the stuff that I wanted to do. I was really actually pissed off for a while, because there was some effects that I wanted to do that were, I guess, difficult for me to figure out, as I had never navigated After Effects before, because I feel like the hardest thing when you're trying a new software is that you don't know where stuff are. Like, I was really angry because I remember I wanted to do a soft like zoom in on a shot, and I couldn't figure it out, and I was so like, man, this is like the easiest thing to do, why can't I figure it out? But I figured it out. So yeah, I took a whole day I didn't even, do a bunch of shots. I had one shot. I tried to figure out every single effect that I wanted. And yeah, after those 8 hours, I was like, okay, I know what I'm doing. From tomorrow, I'm gonna go bam, 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 and just like churn them all out. And I did. So it was way easier once I figured everything out. And the look I was going for was a little bit more, I don't know, if you've seen my clean shots, you know maybe also that I work in Adobe Animate. It wasn't really my first choice, since Adobe Animate uses vectors, which makes the animation look very, well, clean, I guess, but the lines are very clean, they're vectors. I like more sketchy sort of look to it, but yeah, it is what it is. I got what I got, and I thought maybe I can fix this, or like maybe I can do something with this in After Effects, in post. Fix it in post, I guess. So what I wanted was to create some texture in my shots, for it not to be so just monotone, just one color and straight unmoving lines, sort of. So yeah, I just keep babbling on. I think we should just go straight into this now. So the first thing, obviously, is to open up my animate file of the shot that I wanted to work on. And then I chose this shot because it's quite simple and it's easy to show what I'm gonna do. So I take a look at that shot. If I need to change anything, because some of the shots I've done like a year ago, and this is one of them actually, and I've changed some stuff since then, so maybe I changed the line color, or I need to fix, like, straighten some things up, remove highlights, because I don't use my own highlights anymore, because we're gonna do a rim light in After Effects. Anyways, we cleaned this shot up a little bit, and then we export it as a movie, which means it's gonna come out as PNGs, like an image sequence. That makes it so that the back of it is gonna be transparent. If you export it as a video and you don't have anything in the back, it's not going to be transparent. It's going to be completely like black or white or whatever, which is not good because that's not what we want. So if you're working with layers, make sure to export as a movie. And then we save it into a new folder. I've created a bunch of folders now just for all the composition stuff. So we save it in there, and then we go to After Effects. First things first, we import it into After Effects, and we also add all the other layers, like we import all the other layers that we need. In this case, it's just a background, I think. But in a lot of my other shots, I have foregrounds times 3, like there's a bunch of different layers and people and stuff, and that's why I chose this one, because it's simple. But I'll show you some more complicated shots later. And yeah, I guess as soon as we've put everything in, we put it into our timeline in the layer order that we want, important. And doesn't After Effects look a bit crazy? The first time I opened it, I was like, this doesn't look like anything else that I've used before. All the regular stuff is there, like the timeline and the effects library and your media library, but everything just, it's just the layout, it's just the UI that looks very different, I feel like. And when everything is in place, it's time to get to the fun part, the effects. So I don't touch my backgrounds much. The only thing I might do is it will move when I do a zoom shot. I might do a photo filter depending on if the shot requires it, if I think it looks nice. But usually I just leave the background as is, and all the effects will go on top of the animation layers. So let's start out with the effect Turbulent Noise. The names really describe the effect very well. So Turbulent Noise puts sort of a noise filter on top of whatever you've chosen, and you can randomize it. And what I'm gonna do this video is I'm just gonna throw the presets that I'm using at you. You might not even know what's going on, but I'm just gonna say it so it's there. If anyone needs it or wants to use it, it's here. And you're probably immediately seeing that your character looks weird. It looks like there's a big cloud on it. Not to worry, we're gonna fix this because we're going into blending modes and changing that to overlay, and then we turn the opacity down to about 30. That's what I like. Anyway, you can do whatever you want. And as you can see right now, not a lot of stuff is happening. Barely anything changed, right? So we want a little bit of a shift going on, right? We want some movement. So we go into evolution options. I'm looking at my cheat sheet again. You go to random seed and then you alt click the clock next to random seed. Yeah, it's a lot to think about. And when you've done this, a row will appear in the timeline where you can write something. And what you're gonna type into here is time, asterisk, and then a number. And my number is 5. This will determine how many times your noise will shift every second, I guess. I think it's about how many times it changes anyways. As I said, I've done After Effects for 2 weeks, so I'm doing my best. And if we press play now, you'll see that the noise is noising. It's shifting, it's looking cool. Yes, this is what I want. And I wanted to use Turbulent Noise to create more of a how can I say it? I wanted the colors of the characters and everything that was animated to be more alive and not so like flat. So I put a noise filter on it to make it shift in value and color. Well, not color, I guess it's still the same color, but color value, I guess. To make it seem a little bit more alive. Later on, I also go into changing the scale of my noise because it felt like it was way too much happening on a smaller scale, so I scaled it up like a lot to I think 500 to make it look nicer. Then we go into Turbulent Displace, and this is a fun one. I really like this one. So again, Turbulent Displace explains what it does really well. So it's an effect that displaces your pixels on the layer that you've chosen as much as you want, and as fast as you want, and as crazy as you want. It's sort of like noise as well, but a bit different. If you have like a still shot, it can still wobble a little bit and look more alive. When you just put on this effect, it looks really funny because it puts the displacement really high, so your characters look really wobbly. I think I made a video of my character, like Jen, being really wobbly, and it was really funny to me. And I'm really gonna need my sheet here. So if we go into all the stuff, the settings and stuff, we want, or for the effect that I want the amount to be 10, the size to be 6, and then, yeah, you do the alt click, random seed, time, asterisk 5 in the line. Just the same thing as we did on the noise. There's a lot to think about. I know, I'm so sorry. And now we've put all of those effects on her and she looks so much more alive. And a little bit more like how I imagined her, that I wanted her to look before I went into Adobe Animate. But there's still a big elephant in the room that we need to tackle that I had a hard time figuring out. It's the rim light. So I wanted a rim light completely made in After Effects. And if you don't know what a rim light is, it's when a a light source sort of shines off the side of a character, and it looks really nice. You'll see it a lot in films and animation and all of that stuff. And in photos, I guess. And here's how you do it. So the first thing you need to do is you need to right click on the layer that you want to put the rim light on. You're gonna get this whole list of stuff and you're gonna press pre-compose. Yes, I know exactly what this means because I know a lot about this. Trust me. I don't. Also, don't forget to change the name to something that you remember. When you've done that, a new sort of composite or like a new branch of that layer is going to be in your media library thing. And what you need to do now is that you need to go to that library, right click that new comp and select new comp from selection. That will create a new copy or a new branch of that comp. I can't explain this, I'm so sorry. Just one thing that I've learned from learning languages is don't ask, just do. So yeah, that's what I'm going for here. When you've done that, you have both of these two branches or compositions in your library. What you want to do is go into the second one, the newest one. And as you can see, we're in that now, as you don't even see the background because you just see the layer that you've selected and created this new comp from. So we can edit this as much as we want without affecting our original scene. So what you want to do is you want to go into the timeline and copy the timeline so you have two of the exact same one. And we're going to be playing around with light here, and light only reacts if your layers are 3D compatible, so make sure to set the layers to 3D. Then the first effect we're going to be putting on is called drop shadow. The second one is invert, and the third one is CC composite. So I'm just gonna read off of my list here because it's easier. So here are the presets for all of those effects that I use. So let's start with a drop shadow. You take the opacity to 100 and don't forget to press shadow only. With the invert effect, you want to put it to alpha, which, well, it inverts the drop shadow. When it comes to the CC composite effect, you want to turn the transfer mode into stencil alpha. And I'm not going to be explaining what the CC composite effect does, because I don't understand it myself. All I know is that it should be there, and it works. So that is the presets for the effects, but we're not done here. Because as you can see, well, our character just looks the same. So the next thing you need to do is you need to go all the way down and click toggle switches. Then you need to go where it says no matte on the bottom one and select the top layer. And she's in darkness. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting the effect that we want. And as you can see, I'm playing around with it, trying to find a light that I like, pretty much. But if we would layer this on top of our character right now, we wouldn't see a difference because it's the exact same color. So what I'm doing now is that I'm putting in a light, and I'm putting the light where I want it to be. Be careful, because if you put things in shadow, it actually becomes like shadow. It looks really weird on your character. It becomes like black. So yeah, make sure that everything you want to be light is within the reach of the light. And then you crank that sucker up to the highest one. Like I don't have any presets for this. I just crank it up so that it's almost completely white. Like you can barely see anything, because you're gonna play around with opacity later anyways. Next step, go back into your regular composition. We're back in the scene. Whew, safe space. Go to your media library, grab that second one, the one that you've been working in, put that in the timeline on top of the regular one, and bam, you have your rim light right there. And if you see top right, you can play around with opacity, make it as light or not light as you want. And that was a lot of work for a little rim light. In 3D, I could just put in a light and I'm done. But hey, it works. And now, what's nice is that you can, if you want to change anything, you can just go back into that second composite thing, branch, and change it up. And we're pretty much done. No, I'm adding an adjustment layer. Okay, so this one needed an adjustment layer. So the last thing I do, if I feel like the shot needs it, is that I right-click in the timeline, and then I add an adjustment layer. And an adjustment layer, I guess I don't really exactly know what that is either. I just see it as sort of like an invisible layer that you can put effects on, and it will affect all the things below it. And for this one, I put a photo filter with a warm filter and I think I crank it up to like 30. Just to get a little bit warmer and cozier. And lastly, what I do is that I go into export and I put it into my media encoder queue. We render that stuff out and we got our final product. And here they are next to each other. And I guess to a lot of people it might not look like a lot of difference, but to me it's a big difference. And it looks way more like how I wanted it to look now. It looks way more, has more texture, has more life, all of that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much how I go about post-processing all of my shots. But I'm also going to show you some footage of other shots. Here's the one with the family. There's a lot of layers in this one. A lot of layers, like I got foreground, background, people here and there. And I put all those effects on, and I do some camera zooming in stuff, and I do some panning, and yeah. Some other shots are more complicated than this one. Like, a lot of them are more complicated than this one, because there's a lot of more, like, moving elements and stuff like that. I have a lot of scenes in a white void at the end of my film, and in those scenes I also add, like, a glow. I actually don't add the rim light. Instead of the rim light, I add a glow effect. It just glows all around. It was way simpler than the rim light because you just put the effect on and just play with it. Yeah, I do feel like After Effects is really just pure magic. I had a lot of fun learning all the stuff that I know now, and I'm really happy with how my post-processing came out. I really want to get to know this program on a deeper level and learn some new stuff. I know you can animate in this program as well. I haven't even tried it. That would be interesting for sure. But yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff you can do in After Effects. I really recommend checking it out if you have the urge or the chance. So what did you think? Did it turn out okay? I hope so. This might be a long video, I'm not sure yet. But if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. We are finally finished with post-processing. The next video will probably be about editing and stuff like that. And after that, we go into sound. Very excited. I'm actually doing sound stuff right now as well. It's just a lot of fun, and it's a journey. It's a journey. And I'm happy that you guys are here with me. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this, even though it was completely super technical. I just wanted to make sure that if other people wanted to do this, they could just copy my stuff. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.